Hello everyone, welcome to PLUTUS IAS and yes, this is Akshay Gurubhaiye, Faculty Geography Optional. So here we are to discuss Geography Optional Paper 2. Yesterday we already discussed about Paper 1, okay, and today say it's time for Paper 2. I suppose you already have watched that paper 1 discussion, okay? तो क्योंकि वहाँ से कुछ inputs रहेंगे जो आपको इस पेपर में भी helpful रहेंगे, okay guys? So with this we are just going to start our discussion. I'm not supposed to. The first thing is what? देखो even I told you yesterday itself or even today that हम ना पूरा पेपर तो डिस्कस नहीं कर पाएंगे just because you know guys, right? Say there are almost say 9 so 5 plus 9 and 5 plus 9, right? Almost 28 questions in overall paper, right? And the thing is 28 questions giving everyone justice and just that too within 1.5 hour or 2 hour, it's really a difficult task as such, okay? तो हम इस चीज पे but I tried my best to say give you the best way, right? In the way demand of the question, introduction, okay? Like say I just tried my best कि आपको मैं the total structure of the answer, how to approach that particular answer I have given you, right? So you can follow it, but I will provide you over here the broad outline, right? The reason for appearance of that question in the examination, what you are supposed to do in the examination, and say this broad outline of it. If you want further, you can absolutely ask for me for that matter. So I will prepare say model answer for it, but it will take for sure some time, okay? So that is what we are just say I thought I should let you clear this thing so that it would be quite easy for you guys, right? So about paper now. The paper, you know, as usual it is on Indian geography, focusing more on Indian part, and you know paper 2 is more of a applied part, okay? Paper 2 is more of a applied part. The paper 1 you will find the basic theories, basic concepts about geography, and then the application of those concepts with respect to India you will find in paper 2. And yes, it's absolutely interesting to say attempt this paper, guys. I'm telling you, say ask any topper, okay, or just follow any topper's say mark sheet, you will find, and that too geography specifically, you will find his score in paper 1 is a bit more than, okay, paper 2 score in paper 2 is bit more than paper 1. There may be some exceptions also, I do agree, but majority of the topper they will tell you, right, that yes, he is having say score higher in paper 2, and the reason being that he knows how to apply the knowledge of paper 1 on paper 2. तभी रिजल्ट बनेगा गाइस, तभी रिजल्ट बनेगा जब आप पेपर 1 का जो नॉलेज है वो पेपर 2 में अप्लाई करना जानोगे. यू विल फाइंड से इट इज मोर स्कोरिंग देन. दैट डजंट मीन पेपर 1 इज लेस सिग्निफिकेंट, नो, बिकॉज द रूट ऑफ पेपर 1 लाइज इन पेपर 2 लाइज इन पेपर 1, and that is the need. You have to study it so holistically. How to integrate, say I know we are just going to start the paper, but before that I think that based on this nature of the question, what we should say discuss about, I should provide you the strategy for say paper 2, that you should learn to integrate paper 1 and paper 2, section A and section B. subtopic of section A with subtopic of section A with subtopic of section B, right? The more you do it, you will find this paper will be more scoring for you. Even with a limited amount of knowledge, I am telling you, you can absolutely attempt this paper. आपके पास सिर्फ ना एक proper understanding, एक basic knowledge, right, about the subject, and then the way how to apply it. And in our lecture, we usually discuss it. You know it, guys, right? How to read that newspaper, how to find those geographical significance theories, or say all those applications, say from our surrounding. And in that case, your answer will be much more different than anyone else. And that's the key, say, to score marks. That will help you to gather case studies, क्योंकि ना specifically paper 2 में आपको कुछ case studies भी add करने होंगे, right? And those case studies you will find are the outcome of your observation from surrounding. The more you observe, the more you learn, okay? And the more you learn, the more you can reflect in the examination. So with this thing, I will again let you know that how to use, okay, or how to set those case studies also, okay, in the examination, and also the use of SDG. I am telling you guys, do keep those SDGs on your tip of tongue always. Okay? Paper 1, paper 2, GS1, essay. You have to incorporate those SDGs in your answer. That will make your answer more, say, mark fetching. Okay, and I have added those SDG points also. Okay, so now with this, the first question, and it is as usual. Before that, say, you know, guys, you have to attempt 5 questions in and all, right? 5 questions attempt karne hai. 5 questions section A, you can attempt either 2 or either 3. एक तो mandatory questions रहेगा in each section, question 4 and question 5, and in section B you can attempt 2 or 3. Now this should be decided before going into the examination, right? That yes, almost 90% I am going to attempt, say, either 2 or either 3 from section A and either 2 or 3 from section B. And if, say, the paper of the nature of question is not much different, ठीक है, तो आप आपका पैटर्न ही फॉलो करोगे, what you have decided. But if you seems, you know, यार पेपर सेक्शन, even if I decided कि मैं सेक्शन B का पार्ट क्वेश्चन ज़्यादा अटेम्प्ट करना था, but section A seems easy, now just immediately change your strategy, right, and do write 3 questions for the same. Okay, so I think all of you are quite aware about those, how to attempt 5 questions, right? You are already well prepared about it, and with this view, now see, we are going to start about this mapping question. Now geography, you know, guys, it's about mapping, right? Whenever the term, whenever you heard, the first thing that comes into anyone's mind is about map, globe, atlas, is it? And that's why UPSC has every right to ask question on this map. Okay, so 10 locations, each carrying 2 marks. Now UPSC has given you, say, a flexibility that, guys, just do locate it on map provided to you and write any kind of significance about the location you aware about. So that is what a advantage, and that too at the very first question. If you carry that advantage till the last, believe me, you can absolutely score good in paper 2, right? So first, Tharangambadi, it is in Tamil Nadu, Coromandel coast, and it was a Dutch colony as such. Right, Tharangambadi, so you say it is basically in Tamil Nadu region. Okay, guys, this is what over here, and it is a Dutch colony before. Now it is a part of Tamil Nadu, and you can say, right, that kind of culture. You are hardly supposed to write 20 or 30 words, right? Hardly 2 or 3 lines, say, you have to write about this location. So it is a Dutch colony, say, after independent, say later it was, say, in the British control, and then now in independent India. Then Mahe, again, it was a French colony, right? So it is a part of Puducherry, right? Puducherry, it is a part of, and you will find it is on the western coast of India. Have a look over, guys. It is on the western coast of India, Karnataka, that region, right? It is a part of state of Union Territory of Puducherry, but say somewhere around in the Karnataka, right? Second, then third, Bomdila, it is in Arunachal Pradesh. Yeah, it is a pass. La, it means, right, whenever guys you will be encountering this term la, right, in geography, that means pass, and that too in specifically in Himalayan states. So it is a pass. So West Kamen district of Arunachal, which connects that Arunachal and Tibetan part also, right, partially. Dhola Sadia bridge, it was high in the current affair, right? It was say in the on the river Brahmaputra, right, Lohi, and say it connects Arunachal and Assam as such. So it is one of the extensive bridge named on the Bhupen Hazarika, okay, the renounced Bharat Ratna laureate that Bhupen Hazarika, he was a renowned singer as such, okay, from Assam. So connecting it. Then Tal Kaveri, the point of origin of Kaveri region, Karnataka, obvious, right? Karnataka, and you know the Kaveri region was in the current affair, say 1718, 1920, you will find it is in the current affair. Tal Kaveri, then it is also known as Brahmagiri, okay? Tal Kaveri, Brahmagiri origin region. Satkoshia, it is an elephant reserve also, yeah, it is an elephant reserve, and it is in the Odisha, yeah, it is in the Odisha. I am telling you now, okay, first I will be discussing this Dholavira. It is recently identified as UNESCO site, okay, UNESCO's cultural site hai. So it is one of the largest Harappan sites, say, in India as such, okay. So Dholavira, then Sonmarg in Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh region, okay. So it is part of Sonmarg, have a look over that meaning, Silk Route. It is the entry point of Silk Route in India, that's Sonmarg, and that's why it is to be known as that particular name, right? It is in Jammu and Kashmir. Then Meliku Atoll, Lakshadweep, yeah, you know guys, Lakshadweep is fully coral made island. It is an atoll. Lakshadweep is atoll, okay, yahan pe bhi diya. So Lakshadweep is atoll, which is one of the highest mode of development according to Darwin's theory of coral formation, survival of the fittest. And this Meliku is what, say, in the Lakshadweep. And Ganga Sagar, Ganga Sagar, it is a small fragmented island which is having, say, some religious significance also, right? Ganga Sagar, it is in the West Bengal region, and you will find not as disputed territory as such, but yes, it has some that kind of issue also between that India, Bangladesh, that region also, though with the concave now it is what with the India itself. So this is what, say, about this locations. I have located all those 10 locations over here. Now guys, my suggestion to you is, say, 5 of this 10 location, 5 to 6 even, they are repeated. Tarangambadi, Dholavira, okay, or say this Tal Kaveri, okay, then what, Ganga Sagar, Satkoshia. These locations are somehow repeated, even Bomdila. But 3 to 4 locations or even more, you will find they are quite new. Okay, Sonmarg as such, right? So Sonmarg hai, yeah, even Mahe was also repeated, Dhola Sadia bridge, current affairs hai. So the thing is, how you are going to attempt, because this is a easy catch option. This question, 20-mark question, is really an easy catch, right? And it is the first question, guys. Try to understand it psychologically also. Yes. Yes, Savina, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Savina, Prashant, Shubham. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Okay, and do focus over here. Just the thing is, this paper 2 is really interesting. It is really interesting as such. Okay, so how to address this paper psychologically? I was on the psychological, just like it is, as it is the very first question. The thing is, if you attain this question well, right guys, that impression will be carried by an evaluator, say, further onward, and he will at least give you, say, if that you have written it well, right, so he will give you half and marks in addition, possibly for each question also, and you just cannot understand the significance or say the importance of this half and marks at this moment of time. उससे पूछो जिसका कुछ marks से selection रहा है. Okay, so the same thing, if you attain, what I observe, say students usually take this question as easy, but what is my suggestion, जस्ट डू दिस क्वेश्चन सो रिलीजियसली, क्योंकि ये फर्स्ट है. अब इसको करेंगे कैसे? व्हाट से टेक एनी 5 locations in newspaper on daily basis, right? Any 5. If it is much higher, you can take it 2 or 3, right? 2 या 3 locations ले लो, 2 ही ले लो यार. Even if you are doing it for 1 year, you will be having 700 locations you have located already. So, but it should be on daily basis. It should be on daily basis, right? If you are doing it on daily basis, believe me guys, you are having a bunch of at least 500 plus current affairs location, that too where the significance, and believe me, then in that case no one can beat you, right? क्योंकि यही लोकेशन आपको सिर्फ इस क्वेश्चन के लिए थोड़ी ना हेल्पफुल है, वो तो आपको लेटर ऑन भी तो हेल्पफुल है फॉर बीइंग ए केस स्टडी फॉर एनीथिंग ऑफ दैट काइंड, राइट? दैट विल बी मच मोर हेल्पफुल. Okay, and yes, this in our lecture we will be engaging this activity on regular basis. Yeah, so we do engage this activity on regular basis also. चलो ठीक है. So this is about the very first and very neglected but most important question, say, of the mapping. Second, it is this question guys, it was already this kind of question but with some different explanations or nature. See, it was already asked in GS also, right? So GS 15, right? GS 2015, in GS 1 there was a question, why Delhi records more pollution, why Delhi records more pollution than the cities of Mumbai, Kolkata or other mega cities in India? And are you getting? Don't you think it is somehow that kind of question? The question is asking for why there is a reason, persistent reason for extreme particulate pollution in NCR region. Same. That means क्या मुंबई में particulate matter का emission नहीं होता, या कोलकाता में नहीं होता, या चेन्नई में नहीं होता, या हैदराबाद में नहीं होता? No. Yeah, this cities are having equal amount of emissions of pollutant, PM, particulate matter. You know PM, particulate matter, right? Based on their size, they are either 2.5 or 10, right? So we are not going to in detail with it, but yes. So why Delhi is having more retention of this PM particle and not Mumbai, Kolkata or Chennai, right? And for that matter, you need to understand, say, the reasons for emission of PM2, right? Like industry, urbanization, burning of the coal, thermal power plant, and you can say add accordingly constructions and those things. Now the thing is, why it made? So start with introduction. What you are going to start this question as simple like, right? What you can do? Start this question with PM 2.5 or with their data. Now for, I told you yesterday itself guys, that it depends on the question how you are going to introduce your answer, right? You should have the strategy clear कि कौन से क्वेश्चन में मैं डेटा डालूंगा, कौन से क्वेश्चन में मैं कोड डालना है, कुछ कौन से क्वेश्चन में मैं सिर्फ डेफिनेशन डालूंगा, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली, राइट? सो दैट विल मेक योर आंसर मोर स्ट्रक्चर्ड एंड विल बी रिफ्लेक्टेड से in your answer mark schemes also. So the thing is, start it over here with the PM particle, what it means by, or any kind of data if you are having with, right? So you can use, and in the main body write the reason for this. Now what are the reasons for Delhi's persistent PM crisis? The reason is natural. Now guys, अब यहाँ पे देखो, if you are going to write, okay, only limited answers, right? Guys, can you tell me in the comment box कि क्या reasons है दिल्ली में pollutions के लिए, क्या PM particles के लिए? If you are going to write, say, either natural or anthropogenic, right? Your answer is imbalance, quite imbalance. क्योंकि मुझे पता है आप राइट करोगे, स्टार्ट ही यहाँ से करोगे, सर वेहिकुलर पोल्यूशन, सर इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, सर इट जस्ट ड्यू टू द दिल्ली से एक्सेसिव पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी इन दिल्ली. बट that's the only one side of the coin guys. Other side भी तो है. Don't you think कि natural pollution is inherently responsible? Don't you think कि दिल्ली में कुछ say Delhi location is itself responsible? Determinism, right? The determinism that the culture or climate, this phenomena is climatic determinism. Climatic determinism, it was like say defined by American meteorologist, okay, American geographer as such, okay. So Huntington, right? He was Huntington. So according to him, climate determines the nature of activities over there, and yes, in Delhi, climate and its location, geographical determination, it defines it also. Because Delhi, have a look over guys, continentality, you might have aware about the continentality, right? So Delhi is a region which has, say, intercontinental location, and the rest regions, they are Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, these are quite coastal in nature. तो कोस्टल रहेगा तो क्या होगा, से विंड इज ब्लोइंग, लैंड ब्रीज, सी ब्रीज, एंड इट इज नाउ पुश से कैरिंग अवे दैट पीएम पार्टिकल फ्रॉम दैट रीजन. बट दिस इज नॉट द केस विद द दिल्ली. इट इज सराउंडेड बाय माउंटेनस रीजन आल्सो. यू विल फाइंड अरावली रेंज ओवर. एंड फिर क्या होगा, जो पीएम इमिशंस हो रहा है, नो डाउट इमिशंस तो सभी सिटी में हो रहा है, बट दिल्ली में वो persistent हो रहा है, just due to the fact that its intercontinental location, climatic conditions, those are quite dry in the, say, during this time, and there is no air blow which can, say, neutralize or which can carry away that PM particle. So topography is also responsible factor. Then man-made fact. Now man-made के लिए क्या है, as you commonly know, right, crop residue burning, Punjab, Haryana, those region. Then second, vehicular pollution, या vehicular, जो आपको अब पता है वही लिखना है, बट डोंट फॉरगेट टू राइट अबाउट दिस, क्योंकि यहाँ पर है आपका आंसर इज गेटिंग मल्टी डिमेंशनल. बिकॉज इफ यू आर गोइंग टू राइट ओनली natural, sorry, anthropogenic means, you are not going to get enough mark. Add this dimensions also, so that examiner will get to know about your clarity of concepts. Okay, this way. Conclusion: how to deal with this PM problem, PM crisis. Then, you know, India is a rich in biodiversity. NCERT में दिया है. This question can be best answered by NCERT. I do believe, right? Just add geographical perspective, you will find, you will get, say, enough mark into it. So the thing is, you know, there are hundreds of varieties of mammals in India, almost 700 or more varieties of birds, okay, mammals and different animal species. You can introduce with this fact. If I would have written this paper, तो मैं उस fact से उस चीज को start किया होता, right? And in that case, you need to connect how this physiography means, you know, India is divided into 5 different parts, right guys? देखो India, ये भी NCERT में given है this particular section. So there are 5 different parts. The one, Himalaya, right? Himalaya. Then second, peninsular India. Third, islands. Fourth, North Plain in India. Then fifth है coastal lands. Sometimes you will find they are getting same, right? Or desert and desert also. So these are what the different physiographic divisions of India. और देखो, now the question is asking you what? The physiography and climate. Now climate, you know, equatorial type of climate, monsoon type of climate majority, then savanna type of climate there is in India also, Himalayan type of climate or Arctic type of climate, you will find those climate and how this type of climate is leading to biological diversity. देखो कितना इजी क्वेश्चन है, कितना इजी. आई हैव ऑलरेडी गिवन यू 6 पॉइंट ओवर देयर. क्लाइमेट में आपको एटलीस्ट 5 to 6 पॉइंट्स पता है. जस्ट डू राइट ओनली वन एग्जाम्पल फॉर ईच. योर आंसर इज मोर देन इनफ. सो हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू राइट इट, हैव अ लुक ओवर. फिजियोग्राफी there is a variation in topography. Somewhere you find desert, mountain, lake, rift valley, and those phenomena, it lead to biodiversity, right? Keep example, one example over there. You will find desert, camel लिख दो, diversity तो है, right? Camel है. Sometimes you will find Sundarban tiger, Royal Bengal tiger, write it over there. Or you can mention cheetah, right? Though it got extinct. So over here you can write it that condition also. Then rock type, right? Shubham, climatic condition, geographical location, Delhi के लिए responsible factor. Then rock type, yes, it do matter, because rock type, it lead to soil, it lead to plant and animal variety. Don't you think so? Absolutely. देखो how to make your answer more multidimensional this way. You have to think, say, before in the examination. अगर आप इस चीज को एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में जाकर से सॉल्व करोगे, you are not going to get mark, because by that time, say, by the time you are thinking for to present your answer multidimensional or to make your answer multidimensional, you have already exhausted your time limit, right? And that's the reason you have to take those efforts, say, before going into the examination hall. Then islands, yeah, island Ganga Sagar itself, you can say, note down the kind of varieties over there, dolphin, yeah, or those species in Andaman and Nicobar, Lakshadweep island, you can absolutely write. Lakshadweep is so famous for coconut, right? So you can write that thing also. Then desert, then plain region, it leads to this variety. Then climatic condition, living condition, it varies, you will find it leads to biodiversity variety, productivity, then diseases, adaptation, again biodiversity, no doubt, yes, diseases, yeah, even disasters, climatic disasters, they make life more adaptive and biodiverse in nature. तभी तो adaptive होगा ना. अगर if there are frequent forest fire in particular region, don't you think guys that animal species those are living over there, they became more adaptive to it, and that is what a biodiversity in itself. Yeah, you can mention number of examples. And you remember the same question was asked in yesterday's paper 1 also, means we discussed in paper 1 that plant and animal need to adapt to their environmental condition, discuss. It was asked for 15 marks, this is for 10 marks. You are having ample example. I know you are having ample example for it. Okay? So, and last, Himalayan wala climate likh do, polar bear, snow leopard, you can say, write those examples. And in conclude accordingly, like say you can write in a crux as a whole also. Okay? So conclusion, you can write it accordingly. Then the process of desertification leads to soil desiccation and soil loss. Now there are two keywords. Always do remember guys, in paper you need to identify keywords. You need to identify keywords because keywords help you to reach your target. What question is demanding for? The demand is foremost, right? So here the question is asking for connect desertification with soil desiccation and soil loss. Now soil desiccation, what it means by soil desiccation? It is simply, have a look over, the process in which wet soil dry and soil moisture content decreases as moisture evaporates into the surrounding environment, leading ultimately to cracking of the ground surface, and it is shown over here. So desiccation is simply losing moisture, say soil moisture getting loosed, and ultimately now this soil is, right, Shubham, Savina, Prashant and all you guys, Bunkerlang and everyone, right, that this soil is more prone to erosion and weathering. Now this is responsible, say ultimately say for soil loss and degradation of soil quality. So desertification, now connect it in the introduction itself, life on land, yeah, SDG 15, I told you guys, right, you need to connect SDGs also. Now show your knowledge to him in the very first instance, and this impression will be carried say till the last point. Okay, so this SDG, writing SDGs over here makes your introduction much more stronger, in fact much more stronger. So write what is this, it is like say desertification, it is simply degradation say in the productivity of the soil or quality of the soil, and it is ultimately leading to this thing also. Okay, so explain in the main body how desertification leads to this desiccation and soil loss. Obviously that it lead to say loosening of the bond, okay, between those soil particles. Now it is now getting more prone to erosion, it is now leading to loss of soil. Then again this desertification, it leads to loss of so plant species over there, you will find again loosening, watershed mismanagement, that leads to ultimately desertification, and then this desiccation and soil loss. You can even write 4 to 5 exam points, those are absolutely enough over there. But the thing is, what is the demand of the question? Only you should explain, say how to connect these two ends, desertification and loss. Done. Okay, and in conclusion, write various initiatives to control this desertification. UNCCD, why this question was asked first? The thing is, it was due to that UNCCD conference was being held, okay, in India in 2019-20 somewhere around. Okay, so that time 20 somewhere around possibly. So this question was asked in GS1 2021 GS1 also. और यहाँ पर भी क्वेश्चन पूछा है. ओके, सो द थिंग इज you should know, you should write this UNCCD over here, write shelter breaks, wind breaks, how to prevent desertification, wind breaks, or you can write guys एक case study है, Great Green Wall. Okay, Great Green Wall. Now let me know what this program is and where it is in the comment box. Okay, comment box, let me know where this Great Green program is being commenced and what is the significance, where it is. ठीक है, it's just because ये case study you can use in this answer writing, right? That will makes your answer much more stronger. Okay, much more mark facing. Now next question second. First question, it is mandatory for everyone has to attempt it. ठीक है, now you are having some flexibility. Now critically examine the factors affecting unpredictability of southwest monsoon system in India. And I do remember, if you guys do remember, in our geography lecture I told you always that whenever there is a prediction of monsoon by IMD, people they used to criticize it. It just, or they are criticizing it. It just because कि अगर IMD ने बोला है कि इस साल इस मूवमेंट पे बारिश होगी और इतनी होगी, इतनी नहीं होगी, ये क्रिटिसिज्म हम IMD पे करते हैं. और इट जस्ट लाइक ए काइंड ऑफ से व्हाट फेल्यूर ऑफ IMD. बट आई डिस्कस्ड इन ऑल ऑफ माय लेक्चर. ओके, हमारे सभी बैचेस में आई डिस्कस दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग दैट इट्स नॉट ओनली द फॉल्ट ऑफ IMD is just a pawn, like determinism. IMD is just a pawn, where the major role of monsoon unpredictability is itself played by monsoon. Why? देखो, monsoon is a seasonal reversal of the wind system. Definition तो बहुत सिंपल है, but monsoon इतना सिंपल नहीं है, क्योंकि monsoon is influenced by hundreds and thousands of known and unknown factors to us. And are you getting, when anything is predictable, जब you know, say if any individual, right, say for example this individual, when it becomes predictable, जब you know the way he behaves in that particular situation, right? What happens with the monsoon, that monsoon is influenced by as many factors that you cannot predict its behavior. तो फिर इसमें IMD का फॉल्ट कितना है, ये भी तो सोचने की बात है ना. Are you getting this thing? So it is not only, yes, we can blame IMD for one thing, technological limitations, but apart from that, what I personally believe, or even this nature of the question itself, right? This question is, say, specifically of this nature, that you should know what are the inherent problems of complexity of monsoon, which makes it less predictable. Okay, so that is what the question, and the more number of points you will add in your answer, believe me guys, you will be getting more marks. It's my personal experience that जितने ज़्यादा points आप इस पेपर में लिखोगे, right, valid point, I am not like say don't take it otherwise, say valid point, absolutely each point is say in connection with the demand of the question, you will be getting more marks for sure. 100% you will be getting more marks. So yes, Great Green Wall, किसी ने बताया नहीं? Anyone? Great Green Wall, it will be used as case study even you are in attempts, next attempt also guys. Okay, so in introduction, write about this instance. Even now this time, you know guys, now say IMD has predicted possibly there will be the amount of rainfall will be less than 1% of average, right? 1% average of monsoon. But what happened at the end now? Say monsoon, consider monsoon withdraws say from 25th of September. ठीक है, 25th of September. So monsoon now IMD it now don't calculate further precipitation from 24th of September, but even by that time at least it is more than 3 to 4% on its usual average, and that too varies regionally also. Okay, so the thing is, prediction of monsoon is absolutely not in line what or how monsoon behaves. तो यहाँ से आप start कर सकते हो, and then in main body explain what makes monsoon unpredictable. There are many reasons. Monsoon is inherently complex. Monsoon is influenced by as many factors, like even solar winds and waves, what is happening on the sun's surface is having impact on monsoon. What is happening in Pacific Ocean, it is having impact on monsoon, because monsoon is atmosphere oceanic phenomena. Okay, so that thing, even now we are not having enough technology to predict for, we are not having enough data to say data collection as such to predict in a better way. Dynamic model, IMD uses dynamic model say for prediction, and that is what say somehow become outdated as such, right? And say monsoon event is highly variable in its regional basis. Even if IMD predicted right, but it still varies regionally, because even monsoon itself is not aware about how much amount of precipitation it is going to lead. So it is what this factor, you can say write it this way, and then how to make or improve our predictability and understanding about monsoon way forward, right? So your introduction, main body and conclusion, they should be in synchronization. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपके ये तीन parts है, they are looking like say they are quite different, they are quite isolated. Absolutely not. You have to keep them quite integral in the way. You have to maintain the flow from introduction to conclusion, and you will be for sure getting then marks. Okay, next, the peninsular location of India provides scope for harnessing non-conventional energy resources. Now guys, how I attempt this kind of question, or usually all kind of question analytically for multidimensional approach, what I usually do, say first what is peninsular India, right? Write its points about peninsular India. Kya points, like say all those, right? Say peninsular India, yeah, it has coast, it has land, it has soil, it has barren land also, right? Barren land, and accordingly this thing rivers. Yes, peninsular river, you will find peninsular, it means what? This region guys, right? It also includes Madhya Pradesh further part, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh Arauli region. Arauli forms its northwestern boundary, this part, and over here you will find different types of topographies, okay, and human habitation, okay, peninsular and human habitation. And what are non-conventional resources? Tidal energy, wind energy, solar energy, geothermal energy, biomass energy, nuclear energy. Now are you getting? It became so easy for me now to connect each of this point with this, and this is my say the overall say the structure for writing this answer. अब मैं क्या करूँगा? Yes, peninsular location. First introduction, I will be elaborating on peninsular region. Say what are the different features that I can say use in the later part, right? You have to keep your strategize. So I will be using it in the later part. Then in later part, what I am doing then, I will be explaining those non-conventional sources and how peninsular region offer that potential. Tidal energy, for example, tidal energy, it just because India has, or peninsular India offers 6,000 km of boundary, okay, if you consider Andaman and Nicobar, that goes 7,500 around. So a tidal energy potential, offshore energy potential, geothermal energy potential, okay, then coal bed methane in KG basin, right? Then solar energy potential in vast area, in Thar desertic part also, in say that the Gujarat region, or dam construction on the river, you will find the hybrid, like hybrid, it means what? Dam plus solar, or solar plus wind also. So that kind of potential this peninsular region is offering to us. Guys, what do you think? This particular philosophy that peninsular offers a huge potential, is it of neo-determinism, is it of possibilism, or is it of determinism? What do you think? कौन सी philosophy appear हो रही है this statement, this particular statement of the question? which philosophy it reflects in human geography. You have to connect it over there, right? You can again connect it with the biomass energy. Yeah, biomass energy, nuclear energy, monozoic soil, it is rich in thorium deposit. India has a highest thorium deposit in the world. In Kerala, monozoic soil. And say to that fact, the peninsular India or region it contributes for. The question is quite specific about non-conventional energy resources. अब अगर एनर्जी ना हो पहले तो चल रहा था. So you will be getting it, okay, you will be getting it more marks over here, right? The more number of points you will be writing, you will be getting more marks as such. Then next question and conclusion. Now how to harness this potential? How to harness this potential? Write it as SDG 7 over here. Sorry guys, it's just due to some technical issues. Okay, am I audible now? Okay, thank you Shubham. Yeah. So have a look over. Next question then. I suppose that you are having clarity over that how to answer or attempt that particular question. ठीक है, पहला वाला जो क्वेश्चन हमने देखा है पेनिनसुलर इंडिया एंड नॉन कन्वेंशनल एनर्जी रिसोर्सेस, वो डिटर्मिनिस्टिक अप्रोच वाला क्वेश्चन इट सीम्स इज जस्ट बिकॉज द earth is having more control on man's resources, right? That is what a determinism. Now next, groundwater contamination in the fast expanding urban landscape of India appears to have become a major public health issue. तो यहाँ पर दो ही keywords है. The one, groundwater contamination. Groundwater contamination. Second, say public health issue. Right? There are only two keywords over here. You need to only connect these two things. Public health issues. Right? Health issue. Now for this kind of question, again I would like to introduce with data, and I do have some data, when you will be preparing, you will be having that data also. ठीक है, when you will be preparing, you will be having that data also, right? So that's not a difficult thing. 17% of Indian say districts are over exploited with the groundwater. Write it over there. What? It makes my introduction. Yeah, this is the way to introduce for. Then then फिर उसके बाद SDG से connect कर दो उसको. And this is what goes against the principle of SDG 6, where we want say the clean water, sanitation, and say the sustainability of water resources. Yeah, you can connect it with this. Then main body. Main body is what? How this groundwater is get contaminated. For example, arsenic. For example, radon. For example, uranium in Andhra Pradesh. Arsenic contamination is quite prevalent in Bengal and say Bihar region. Then radon, then this uranium, then chromite or chromium in Odisha. You can write many such example. ठीक है, Odisha. And then how it becomes a public health emergency. I would like to suggest have some case studies over here. देखो क्वेश्चन में अगर आप केस स्टडी लिखोगे ना, केस स्टडी इन द सेंस व्हाट कि किसी रीजन में हुआ था. आई डू रिमेंबर केस स्टडी ऑफ यूरेनियम इन आंध्र प्रदेश. There was a you will find in the Anandpur region of Andhra Pradesh there is a uranium mine, right? And due to that exploration of uranium mines, it lead to a significant release of uranium into the water, and it is leading to a diseases, okay, in Andhra Pradesh. Those people, and they were agitating for say the closing or abandoning of that mine. मेरे पास केस स्टडी है, I will be writing, will be getting more marks. Are you getting? So you need to search geography in your surrounding. The more you look it for in your surrounding, believe me guys, your answer will be more enriched. Okay, so how groundwater contamination? Yes, it lead to waterborne diseases, it lead to say the plant productivity reduction. Ultimately it enters into food chain and food balance, food web, right? It lead to imbalance of ecosystem, it lead to problem in marine life, ultimately a public health emergency issue, right? And then in conclusion, ways to control and solve our problem, because it's a as such a duty to maintain or to have a clean water. It's everyone's right. Okay, so everyone's right to have clean water. That our constitution itself recognizes the right to life and right to water is very inherent into it, right? तो ये भी आर्टिकल आप राइट कर सकते हो यहाँ पे. ओके guys, always do remember you are adding say those constitution principles or act also. कुछ questions है, I have already added those things. Next question 3, discuss the recent changes brought about in institutional framework. देखो क्वेश्चन है, कीवर्ड आई एम अगेन recent, that means hardly in 5, 7, 10 years, not more than that. Where in institutional framework of what? Agriculture. Yes, agriculture in India. Evaluate its impact on the agrarian economy of the country. Now over here you need some fact. कुछ फैक्ट अगर हो गया आपके पास तो आपका आर्गुमेंट स्ट्रांग हो. क्यों? क्योंकि पूछा है इम्पैक्ट ऑन एग्रीकल्चर इकोनॉमी, right? So you can collect those facts say from economic survey, you can collect it from say any ministry site, you can collect it say from some international organizations related to this FAO or that one कि जहाँ पे इस particular point के regarding कुछ data है. ठीक है? So I am telling you कि न्यूज़पेपर से आपको क्या क्या कलेक्ट करना है. Are you getting it? Keep separate data book for you, where you will be writing or mentioning those key data points. Yeah, that this data is what accordingly you can use later. So the first thing, how to introduce? As simple, start with the institutional factors, because that is what the key thing na, institutional framework, that is what recently changed. So what you first need to understand, what are this institutional framework? Farmers organization, farmers family, farmers income, society, okay, then market, transportation, this is an institution itself, institution, right? Then input system, output system, or all those engaged over here. You will find some financial institutions over here, those are supplying credit or any kind of input to agriculture or support to agriculture, it is a institutional framework as such. ठीक है, institutional framework. Then yes, these are the institutional framework. Now a question पूछ रहा है recent changes in institutional framework. तो अब recent changes कौन सा है? Yeah, you know it man, you know it. The thing is like say प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सम्मान योजना, प्रधानमंत्री कुसुम योजना for energy generation, solar power. Then again you will find say fund transfer scheme or loan waiver scheme, okay, or even that soil health card, what it is, again institutional thing hai. Fertilizer policy, yes, national fertilizer policy, or foreign trade policy where agriculture is again facilitated. You will find these are all say this recent initiatives or institutional changes attempted by government, and then write its impact, how it is impacting. It will lead to rise in farmers income, it will lead to rise in say increasing risk taking capabilities of the farmer, more insurance, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Bima Yojana, right, or say it will further lead to diversification of cropping pattern, it will lead to more export oriented cropping pattern in India, it will enhance the agriculture size in India also. You can write, or regional, though ultimately the size is shrinking or GDP contribution is getting less, but still in terms of value it is increased. ठीक है, so you can say write in multi-dimensional way, but guys इसके लिए आपके पास डेटा चाहिए. Believe me, अगर डेटा ना हो ना तो आपका आंसर उतना परफेक्ट नहीं होगा, उस रेंज में परफेक्ट नहीं होगा to fetch a good marks over here. And that's why I'm emphasizing on say having a data collection. So from this video, if you want to say take many things as such, so along with this discussion take one thing in addition, have a data book also, right, कि डेटा बुक में आप न्यूज़पेपर या कोई और सोर्सेज से आप डेटा कलेक्ट कर रहे हो एंड यू विल बी से कीपिंग इन योर नोट्स, okay, and revising it again and again. That will be much more enriching. Then again SDG, way forward over here, write SDGs. What we want: peace, justice and strong institution. Strong institution for agriculture also, yeah, poverty and hunger eradication. Agriculture is the solution as such, right, technology and agriculture. So we want a strong institution, and then write say accordingly. Okay, I think you are getting a broad idea how to attempt paper. Okay, I think this discussion really helping you, okay, to define your strategy for ongoing years also, right, means next year the year in which you are having attempt, तो आपको ये discussion really helpful रहेगा. Okay, so let me know in the comment box as such. Then discuss the continuing disputes on water sharing between riparian states of northwest India. Limit yourself, northwest India. Question is so specific about, ठीक है, तो northwest India. Now question background क्या है, context, yeah, you know India is having at the 10 water dispute tribunal established under article 263, right. So in 262-263 you will find this. So 10 water dispute tribunal and Satluj Yamuna link canal between Punjab, Haryana, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, right. So that was a highly debated issue in northwest India specifically. Northwest और भी है, but yes, these two are quite prominent. And even Indus water treaty between India and Pakistan, it has some Ravi Bias dispute is also. And you, if you want, you can connect, or you shall connect in fact Narmada water dispute also. Narmada water disputes, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, these are the participating states, right, over here, right. These are the states having stakes in water. So what you can write, you shall introduce with the article, because constitution, guys, believe me, this is the highest law of our land. And even geography optional, essay, GS, जहाँ भी आप constitution add कर सको, do it, right, क्योंकि evaluator will be giving you more marks based on this fact, right. Theories in geography, yeah, we are say connecting those theories also, right. Simultaneously add constitutional views. This makes your answer more that kind of orientation. It gives it more orientation. Now what you can do, you can elaborate these disputes in isolation also, or in general, then you can write about the reasons. What are the reasons? Ke, say why there is a disputes in India about river. As you know guys, as simple, disputes, water disputes in India is having its very stem in say the formation of the state itself, right? So the rivers are multi-state rivers, many rivers are international rivers. For example, now India, Bangladesh, they shares almost 57 rivers. Don't you think it gives rise to a river dispute? For sure, it is going to. It is quite inherent in its nature, right? So the thing is, between state it is going to happen, but it's pre-management that can avoid it. First, we will be discussing reasons. Now, reasons like say a shifting course of river that lead to disputes, or say climate change which lead to low flow of water, or say the third thing is what, construction of dams over there. The fifth is what, floods and pollution of the river. Fifth is what, industrialization on the coastals or the banks of the river which demands more water as such, right? Or say federalistic imbalance, or say that kind of issue between some kind. Political issues is also quite prevalent between, though river water is not as such say scarce, but still political issue like say between Mahanadi dispute. Mahanadi basin is much more flooded with water, फिर भी वहाँ पे disputes है. कभी-कभी political issues are getting more significant as such, right? So this way you can write the answer, you can write the impact, make your answer multidimensional, right? Impacts क्या होगा? Water insecurity, it lead to say problems overall in the mismanagement of water, river. It may lead to floodings also, it may lead to droughts also, disasters also, and again say loss of life. Okay, or ecosystem imbalance is what again the result of it. Again it will lead to the federalistic imbalance. Federal structure है हमारा, right? Quasi-federal as such, so it leads to imbalance into it also, and that is the reason. Say what we can do it for. We have to deal on two fronts. The federal manner, so say friendly relation between the state, interstate council, article 262 as such, and then what you will be writing for, say the solutions for water scarcity, how to avoid, write about cyclical economy, write about recycling phenomena, write about channel management and those channel morphological to discuss किया था हमने, so channel management and those things. So it makes your answer more diverse and that will be more enriching. I know guys, sometimes it becomes quite difficult to write in the examination all many stuffs as possible, but still जितना ज़्यादा आप write करोगे, believe me, you will be getting more marks as such. Next question. Soils of India are clear reflections of the structure and process. Comment. Now, this is what the question of Physiography of India, first chapter, okay, first topic of paper 2. And the thing is, this question is what, say, having connection with the biogeography of paper 1. Are you getting? Biogeography 4th chapter है, section A का 4th geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, जिसमें है soil geography as a one part, second है wildlife geography and third है social forestry and agroforestry. So this is what you need to answer this by integrating paper 1 and paper 2, and then and only then you can answer this question. So what the question is asking for, soils in India are reflections of structure and process. Now for that matter you need to understand what is structure and what is process. Now structure is a these are geological phenomena. Structure means fold, fault, cracks, joints, fractures, fissures, okay, and different geological structures present in rock. And processes are what? Processes are like say different phenomena operating on surface. Endogenic, exogenic, right? Inside the surface and say outside the surface. Inside volcano, earthquake, plate movements, and outside weathering and erosion. Chemical weathering, physical weathering, biological weathering and erosion, you know it well, right? So all these are process. Are you getting? Now do you think that this question is quite easy to attempt for? पहले आपको पता नहीं था ना प्रोसेस और स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, बट जब पता चला कि प्रोसेस और स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, आई थिंक दिस बिकम्स सो इजी टू आंसर फॉर, राइट? सो कनेक्ट एवरी पॉइंट ऑफ इट, हैव अ लुक ओवर. नाउ से हाउ से this process or structure, it leads to a formation of soil in India, right? Say for example, it's due to endogenic process, volcanic eruptions, say which happened during the Cretaceous time in India, okay, which happened say in Cretaceous time in the Deccan Plateau region, it now the operational of erosion and weathering agents over here, it will lead to the formation of black soil. Is it? यही तो पूछ रहा है, और क्या पूछ रहा है, right? Or even alluvial soil is the result of process and structure, that it is the result of erosion process, sedimentary rock or igneous rock. So structure and process of erosion and weathering, it transform rock into alluvium, eroded material, and then consistent deposition lead to alluvial soil. It is an immature soil. I told you yesterday, immature soil. Yeah. So azonal soil, alluvial soil. You can write red soil also. Three major types of soil. Red soil, which is basically a result of iron oxide. So structure and process, oxidation. What exactly? यही तो होगा. You can say, and again laterite soil है, or say snow covered soil है. You can say right there. Okay, so as many examples you will be writing. अब यहाँ case study का कोई sense नहीं बनता, ठीक है? Case study नहीं, हर कोई explanation itself your case study, ठीक है? So this is the case. And then conclusion, which are other factors? It is not the case that only process and structures are the factor, but along with it, time, along with it, parent rock material, along with it, human activities now they are critical to define a nature of soil. Then again, deterministic approach वाला question, that the India is best off with rich mineral resources due to its geological structure. Are you getting? Determinism, that nature or environment defines the resources or human activity, and yes, resources define the human activity, right? So correlate the above statement with large mineral belts of India. So you have to draw this map. Geography में तो आपको तो map तो करना है, इसीलिए every question I had drawn say a map or diagram as such. So map, locate this belts. This is what the western belt. This is the major Chota Nagpur belt है, north eastern belt है. Over here you will find that Nagpur वाला belt है, okay, Nagpur Chhindwara belt है, this one. Then Karnataka belt है, rich in the iron. So you have to locate it and show how these major belts are result of geological structure. Are you getting what this question is? Connect geological structure and mineral belt, or show how geological structure enriches the mineral belts in India. Now write Precambrian rock, write Gondwana rock for Chota Nagpur Plateau, and it leads to, right? Geological structure means what? Fold, fault, fracture, joints, okay, different processes of operation since a very long. These are the geological structure, and then connect it to over there. What I would have done over here, say I would have taken say 1, 2 or 3 major examples, okay. One, 2 and 3, like say western belt, mineral belt, then Chota Nagpur belt, and then again possible agar northeastern hai. And I have then explained say the geological structure and its enriched mineral contribution. Yes, that is what the question is asking for. Yes, large mineral belts and their geological contribution into it, right? So that is the thing. Conclusion, apart from geology, you will find many other factors, right? Like climate, like the nature of living matters, it do define mineral contents also, right? Or say the depth of operation. There are many such factors which are responsible for, okay. So that you can say write it over there. Guys, are you all getting it? Are you find any connect? Do you find any connect with me, those things? Is this discussion is going well? क्या आपको जो कन्वे करना चाहता हूं मैं, आर यू गेटिंग इट ऑल यू गाइज? Because the purpose of my discussion is not to say only engage this paper, this question and those things. No. What I would like to make you how to say approach to this papers also, paper 1 as well as paper 2, how to say how your strategy then, that is what say my the sole purpose is, right? Discussion, yeah, ये तो हम तो ऐसे भी discuss कर लोगे, और even you can frame your points also, but the thing is how to approach to the question with say proper structured manner, and then what additional activity you have to engage for. That is what say my the purpose, like say newspaper, like I told you about data fact, right? Data books hai, or any case studies, right, in your answer. So that is what I'm just expecting from you guys. चलो ठीक है. Next question. Discuss the importance of dry land farming. Repetitive theme based question है, number of times. Dry land farming in the drought prone region. दो key points है, you have to connect on this two. Now, what is dry land farming? Dry land farming is what? The specific techniques of agriculture in dry region. Dry region which is having less rainfall, say 60 to 70 centimeter and less, right? Usually, so these are the dry land region. Where you will find this dry region, this is what the map for that matter, right? So here there are some specific practices like say zero tillage, right? Like say covering of crops, or say density of cropping pattern, say the specific type of crops over there. You will find the use of water or irrigation techniques are so special, right, over there, right, developed by IRI, International Institute Rice Research Institute, like, so there are many institutes. ARI also you will find have developed say many techniques. These are what the dry land farming techniques, and how it is helping say for say drought prone area development. Have a look over, right? So what I would be doing in introduction, पहले मैं ये लिखूंगा कि dry land farming क्या होती है, क्योंकि यहाँ से मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिखनी चाहिए ना इवैल्यूएटर को, राइट? सो आई वुड बी राइटिंग से दोस थिंग एट फर्स्ट, वेरी फर्स्ट इंस्टेंट, एंड देन हाउ इट लीड्स टू विथ इन मल्टी डिमेंशनल वे, इन एज मेनी डिमेंशन एज पॉसिबल. जस्ट ट्राई टू ऐड SDGs also, right? Just try to add SDGs over there also. So significance. Don't you think guys that dry land farming in drought prone region, the first it ensures say those techniques preserve water, yeah, water conservation practice will be engaged. Then second, food and nutritional security, those crops will be cultivated कि जहाँ से nutrition enriched होगा say in less amount of food also, or it would lead to employment also, market development also, then say cultural developments also, then revenue for the government, okay, and you can say resource conservation also. Yeah, this is what the critical point you have to write, connected with the SDGs, right? Connected with the SDGs. Low carbon footprints, yes, low carbon footprint to make it further more say what better activity as such, drought prone area region. Otherwise it already leading to that emission of carbon due to some decomposition, degradation, those activities, and now if agriculture is further contributing for, it would be disastrous then, right? So this one, employment, prevent migration, yes, out migration, it also prevent Manrega, that is what one of the way it ensures a regional development. And conclusion, say way to promote better practices, write about ZBNF, right, zero budget natural farming, Vedic farming, you can connect it over there, use of organic fertilizers, and again some new innovative practices say from the local culture itself, cultural landscape of Karl Osua, you can connect it over there. Yeah, that is how you need to say approach this particular topic. Then incidence of extreme rainfall prevents flash floods in recent time, again recent time, current based, ठीक है, have led to devastating consequences for people living in low lying areas and flood plain of the country. Simple. I would like to introduce this question say by the recent, क्योंकि recent दिया है तो recent लिख दो. आज have you gone through newspaper today or in the recent time? There is a Bengaluru flood also. There is a flood in Assam also. There the last year, the year before, Hyderabad flood was there, Pune flood was there. Write it over there, right? So frequent low-lying floods hai in UP, Bihar, Assam, say that region, Bengal, that region. So you need to write it over there, and I will introduce with this. Now having a fact will make this thing more stronger, right? 6,000 Indians have lost their life due to flood caused by extreme rainfall events. So right now the reasons, main body, reasons for occurrences, okay, the impact of occurrences, you can say have a multitude. ये बहुत basic question, so I am not going to discuss much more into it, right? So this thing, draw Indian map, that only make your say answer more geographical, okay, क्योंकि map तो होना ही चाहिए. Then add a case study, yeah, case study over it, Bengaluru, Pune, Hyderabad, whatever you want, or case study there, it was in Kerala also, right? Kerala case study, so you can write it over there also. And then conclusion, way forward, use your knowledge of channel morphology. Yes, कल क्वेश्चन में डिस्कस किया था, हाउ चैनल मॉर्फोलॉजी वुड हेल्प फॉर ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, फ्लड मैनेजमेंट एंड land settlement or settlement patterns. So use it over here, improve embankments, improve flood diversion, improve early warning systems, and say disaster governance as such. So that is what the case. Then section B. Section B, now fifth question, mandatory question. All of you have to attempt it, right? All of you attempt it. Net connection. Section B. करना है? ये पूरी रिकॉर्डिंग ऐसी दिखेगी शायद. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट सेक्शन बी. It has topic like say population, industry, okay, then settlement, then resource, contemporary issues, right? So section B वाला जो है syllabus में point. I am telling you guys, you should have all point of syllabus or always on tip of your tongue, always. जब तक ये syllabus के points याद नहीं होंगे ना, you won't feel like say कि how to approach this say subject as such, right, or question paper even, right? So you should have each and every key points, okay, of syllabus should be on your tip of tongue. Now do keep it in mind by anyways, keep it in your desk, keep it in wall, keep it in your wallet or anywhere, but just have these things say always on your tip of tongue, okay? So that's most important thing. Then discuss the impact of Forest Right Act 2006 on the local forest communities in India. Now it seems like GS2 paper, no, but that's now it is say this question as it is asked in geography optional, you have to write answer from geographical perspective. So write the different propositions about tribal communities, about add physical aspect over there, add climatological conditions over there, or the way like, right, if it is not by means of climatological condition, you can add geographical perspective, resource based over there, right, mineral understandings or whatever, like I am just giving you that kind of example, right? So what introduction I will be writing like say about FRA, Forest Right Act, because I am not going to elaborate it in the later part. So पहले ही मैं elaborate कर दूंगा उस चीज को, and then now I am going to connect FRA with the communities, forest community. For this now you should have some case studies. For sure you should have some case studies. तभी तो आपका आंसर और ज़्यादा strong होगा, राइट, कि हाँ इस रीजन में इस ट्राइब के साथ में फॉरेस्ट राइट एक्ट में कुछ ज़्यादा से बेनिफिट्स थे या तो निगेटिव्स थे, पॉजिटिव्स थे या तो निगेटिव्स थे, व्हाटएवर. सो ऑन द पॉजिटिव लाइन व्हाट फॉरेस्ट राइट इंश्योर्स द राइट community right, okay, then the democratic approach over there, right, community rights and those things, it recognizes the minor forest produce, it ensures the livelihood of the people, okay, but on the negative side it affected the overall recognitions of right. It has put many conditions in recognitions, right, and for that it has added a red tapeism also. Red tapeism, it means now the forest dweller, they are not having that understanding about administrative structure and how this administrative works, right? So they are illiterate, yeah, most of them, and they are not having idea about this thing. Now they remain devoid of their right then, yeah, it leads to that problems also. And you know sometimes even this forest right is failed to implement overall its policy. It created a divide in the society. Few tribes have been given status, okay, or recognition of their rights, land right. However, say many tribes have not been given. So it creates that kind of divide also, okay, and that's the reason say you have to add both this point. Even though negatives are limited, or say problematic case are limited, but you have to write it. And conclusion, way forward, how to improve the implementation of this Forest Right Act 2006, one of the landmark act in the history of India, okay, forest history of India. Then as simple regional development, this question is basically regional planning question. Can Panchayati Raj institution plays a role in grassroots level planning in India? If yes, how? So I don't think that anyone in the answer, okay, anyone in the paper, examination hall, or even you guys are going to give answer like no. Now, if no one is going to provide answer as no, that means now everyone's call is yes. And now if you are writing your argument on a straight line that everyone else is doing, believe me guys, you are going to get the same amount of mark that he is going to get. Now if you want to get more marks, right, you have to have some case studies again. I am telling you, I am focusing more today on case study because this is applied based question, man, right? And for applied based question, you have to have some case studies with you. It makes your answer more strength, okay, or more stronger and say enriched also, okay. It gives evaluator and scope to give you half an mark or 1 mark extra. He should have some reason to give you, na? So you should have to write it, okay. So can they perform? Yes. How they perform? Write it over there. Like say PRIs are more democratic, they are say defining, they are participatory, they basically bring out more participations of the society, they identify the beneficiary, they say avoid the repetitive or double beneficiaries as such, right? They know the local resource as well and they can plan it well also. So in ancient India you can write it over article 44, yeah, you have to write it. Introduction to start ही करना है आपको 73rd 74th amendment से, okay, 74 more appropriate क्योंकि पंचायती राज पूछा है, ठीक है. So this thing, identification and disaster management practices. So SDG 16 you can say connect it over there, and conclusion it shall be on that line, right? Just like a brief conclusion about the potential of Panchayati Raj institution that makes your answer more say geographical in nature, right? Now try to connect it with the regional planning approach, growth center of NK Singh over here, growth center. I think say many of you are aware about this thing. So growth center NK Singh, you can write it over there also, right? Or say again many theories as such, bold village model, you can say connect there, right? So this is how this Panchayati Raj it can perform say the best function in fact, and that's why it was enacted in India. Now discuss the significance of new ports. Discuss the significance of new ports in India. It is so specific about new port, and that too on the western India, not on the eastern India. So key two words, new ports on western coast and on the external trade of the country. So you should know which are those new ports. Deen Dayal port, right? Mundra port in Gujarat, right? Then JNPT, it is not as such listed, but yeah, JNPT hai, or you can say find even say that Okha region hai, that is what again the thing, or even many say minor ports have been developed in between in Maharashtra, right? Like Ratnagiri, that region in Karnataka, you will find many ports those have been developed over there, right? So how these ports are playing a key role, okay, for external trade of the country. I will be writing it as, yeah, it will help to manage our traffic, it will help to improve our tonnage capacity, it will help to ensure say connect with the strategic locations, it helps to provide a strategic significance, it again say maintains a it shares the load of overburden ports of India, Mumbai, JNPT or those things, right? And it ensures the increased maritime traffic in India. Yes, that is what the cases. Regional development. Now connect over here Sagarmala, connect over here that Bharatmala. Okay, Sagarmala is too specific about it, right? Bharatmala, you can say somehow connect with it, right? And if possible, Monsoon project also. Though it is not having this cultural project actually Monsoon, but you can connect it with the Monsoon project also, right? So in conclusion, write how to enhance their capacity or what to do next. So that is what say you can do it over here. I think this discussion is really helpful for you guys. See how to approach the questions, okay, or how to approach the paper, right? I am just trying my best कि आपको introduction, main body, conclusion and case study and what are the additional approach that is needed for. So I am just trying to provide you accordingly. Now how would you decline? How would decline the TFR below replacement level in many states of India affect the future population structure of the country? Now this question, you know guys, UP has enacted the population control law, two-child policy somehow like, right? So and even in the India we propose the two-child policy. So the thing is, this question is based on this fact, right? Question context hai ye. And what this question is asking for, now as many states in India like Kerala, like Tamil Nadu, like Maharashtra, Kerala is having the least 1.3 ideal TFR. TFR matlab kya hai ke, like say in a woman in her reproductive age, right, 15 to 49, how much amount of child or how the number of child he is going to reproduce, she is going to reproduce 1, 2, 3 based on it. This is what the number is. So ideal case it should be 2.1. That is what a balanced fertility rate or total fertility rate, right? But the thing is, now in India, in UP, Bihar, you will find 3.5. But in many states of South India, right, you will find this figure below 1.5. Maharashtra 1.8, Tamil Nadu, Kerala 1.3, Puducherry also the same thing, right? So the question is asking for the same thing. How it lead to problem in future population? देखो analytical है. Now you need to be multidimensional. I would have written the Malthus theory over here. I would have mentioned demographic transition theory over here, optimum population theory over here, right? That would make my answer geographical also. So what are the impacts of declining TFR? That means that one or the other time you will find say lowering of population. Exactly what is happening in Europe, Germany, Russia, those regions, Denmark, okay, those countries are now having TFR below it, and the states are also registering the same thing. So क्या problem होगा? Population decline. क्या problem होगा? Population से dependent population ज़्यादा रहेगी. क्या problem रहेगा? से more social security. Say what the problem is, sex ratio adverse hai, because you know sun meta preference. Yes guys, let me know in the comment box what do you mean by sun meta preference. Sun meta preference rahega. Then apart from that you will find say the decline or migrations as such. You further connect it with the SDG. Yes, SDG. Okay, labor availability cheap. Why India is why many industries are getting establishment over in India? The reason is, one of the reason is cheap labor availability. Weber's industrial location model. Yes, do you remember guys, Weber's industrial location model? ये मॉडल यही तो कह रहा है ना कि you should base your industry based on location, transportation cost, labor cost or agglomeration cost, processing cost. And India is having this advantage, and that is what the case with the China. Now what is happening with the China? With the one China policy, now that advantage of cheap labor is slowly receding. And the result is now China is now not that advantage. Now that position is for Vietnam, India, Bangladesh, African countries, right? So that is the case that India is going to face in the future, and what steps now you have to take on for how to achieve zero growth rate of population. This concept is basically which is followed in US, which is followed in Australia, okay, that region, New Zealand. You will find these countries are zero growth rate of population following countries. Okay? So next, again the recent issue, Kala Pani river dispute, geopolitics. I would have connected the theories, heartland theory, rimland theory, Radzell's organic state concept over here, right. So Kalapani disputes has opened a new front on the India-Nepal international border. You know, recently there was a issue between India and Nepal. Now there was a government change in Nepal, and that was say somehow in conflict with the Indian government also, though it was not say on the very straight front line, but yeah, it was, right. So the Nepal is getting more tilt toward the China, right, and that is what the rimland theory you can connect it over here, right. So this there was a dispute between Kalapani, Limpoadhira and Lipu Lake. Okay, these are what disputes between India and Nepal as such, right. So this Nepal, I will be writing this thing in the introduction. Main body I will be writing like say how it opened a new front, right, new front. So yeah, absolutely, just because it may open new disputes, ये तो तीन beginning points है. May it lead to some new disputes also, it may open river disputes also, yeah, just because almost 10 to 12 rivers India and Nepal shares, may lead to that front also, or say it may lead to open trade which India and Nepal is having open border, we are having open border, it may create that problem also, it may create some cultural say churning also, cultural churning. So India and Nepal, they share this region, they share just like say माँ बेटी वाला relation, right. So you will find a cultural exchange between them, marital relations in between them, right, in the region, and this kind of disputes say it lead to a significant problem as such. So it may open a new trade front or new fronts say for the disputes. Now conclusion, how to solve this issue amicably. So there should be a hotline, there should be say what ways you can use SARC, how it can be used further, or say the interrelation between them countries, cultural relations, how to improve further. So that is what the case. Then sixth question, it's about why do disparities in development and income between region persist in countries like India? How does the recent ADP plan address the issue? देखो कभी कभी यूपीएससी ना शॉर्टकट यूज करता है, ओके, acronyms, ADP, aspirational district program, okay. So the one who is not aware about this thing might have lose this question, okay, or that kind of marks also. So the demand is as simple, reason, tell me the reason why this disparity still exists, even after taking much more efforts it still exists, and then how ADP plan will address. Now the question is as simple, so it would be better if you start with the SDG, right, reduce inequalities, SDG 10, and then UNDP, it lauds the aspirational district program, write it over there, so that would make your answer more stronger, right, UNDP wala. So you will find it PIB site directly given, I have taken this thing from there itself. So mention the reasons for disparities. Now in the last discussion paper when I told you different kinds of disparity, political, cultural, economical, administrative, governance, okay, societal, and those varied types of disparities are there. Now the reason why this disparity still exists, the reason is as simple like say there are natural and man-made factors also. Natural factors like say inherent limitation of determinism, right, say that if the region is basically hilly or tribal or say difficult or there are more disasters over there, that becomes difficult to develop further, right. Northeastern region, even though it has 75% of hydro water potential in India, still you will find it has very limited penetration of hydroelectric, right. So ये वाले reason or a man-made factor on that line you can say write about say cultural disputes, you can say the disputes between states also, or say you can connect it with the say political reasons also, political reasons, those are responsible for, or technological limitation leading to this fact, urban rural, you can connect it, right, or say you can connect it with the say economic scarcity of the resources, scarcity of the resources with the government itself, because the government is the authorizing agency. नहीं. So authorizing agency, right, and that's the case, the disparity still persists, mention lakda wala committee over here, mention alag committee over here, poverty and related issues hai. You can say again mention say 5-year plans and their mentions also, and UNDP already you are going to quote, that is enough, right? And again mention some growth pole theory of Boardville over there, you can say connect it that way also. Then explain about ADP, aspirational district, one of the flagship program of regional inequality say eradication. 110 plus districts में है जो बहुत अंडर परफॉर्म कर रहा है, राइट? सो इट इज जस्ट ट्राइंग टू कैच इजी हैंगिंग फ्रूट, लो हैंगिंग फ्रूट, राइट? सो आइडेंटिफाई द say the area or their potential and then work on them to improve it, right? So one district one program, one district one product kind of program in UP, or now it is a part of ADP also. That is what a laudable program, and what are say the achievements of this program, and then limitation you have to write it over there. Conclusion, yes, further how to improve it, क्योंकि limitations तो है तो फिर improvements also, right? This is what the overall approach to answer this question. Why do disparities exist? देखो इसमें जितना एनालिटिकल आंसर लिखोगे you will be getting much more marks accordingly, ठीक है? Then critically examine the role of IRNS, Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, or NAVIC. Okay, so this system and how it is say having impact on the satellite navigation of India. Because now why this question was, it was just because due to the fact that say NAVIC, Gagan enabled systems, right? Gagan is what what I think geo enabled navigation, okay, geo enabled navigation. So now it has been using, or it is using now IRNSS or NAVIC program which is of Indian origin, right? ये इंडिया का खुद का बनाया हुआ नेविगेशनल सिस्टम है, and that's why say those countries are, or say this program have been initiated. So this program is India for military purpose also, yes, strategic significance hai, even for aviation industry you will find it is in use. So it now enables us a transportation, this thing, or even you have noted about RFID enable geotagging, right? What it is again the navigation by satellite connection, or even that toll, I don't remember the name, by Ministry of Transport, right? Tag, right? That on the vehicle toll collection, that RFID technique, right? Geotagging, that kind of technique is a result of this navigation and connection program. Only you need to write this thing, yeah. That is what. So in introduction write about RNSS, and in main body write about this program, and in conclusion say, you can say end it accordingly, significance of it. Then examine the role of high population concentration in Indian slums in making them more vulnerable during pandemic conditions. Again give it a geographical turn, guys. In introduction write about slum and its population. In India almost 30% population lives in slum, okay, and mega cities contribute for majority of them. Maharashtra is having the more, okay. Then what in geographical way you can write about say it is a failure of regional planning or urban sprawling issues. Urban sprawling you will find a question. So this way, and then what, why the slums are more vulnerable. Now don't you think, guys, high population density is responsible for, or say high population density, a congested housing, or say lack of sanitation and awareness, health facilities unavailability, even their income is not enough, even they are getting infected by, or even say the scarcity of governance over there, okay, or say low status of women in the slum, you will find the same issues, or crime and prevalence, which makes this prevention of crime or control of crime more problematic. I would have connected it with the Malthus theory, yeah, preventive checks. He considered this kind of issue as on the positive light, though we as in a welfare state we cannot connect it. So connect it with the welfareism, connect it with the behavioralism, right? Here the best thing you can connect it with the behavioralism, okay? So guys, what देखो, quick spread होगा, inadequate ventilation, then prevalence of communicable disease, I already told you, then low immunity due to unsafe water. Yeah, this is what the one more important point. They are having poor physics also, and unsafe consumption of water also, right? It is against SDG 11, right? Then difficult to trace, unhygienic conditions, poor health and spending and infrastructure availability, right? You can add humanistic perspective by status of women over there, so they are further more vulnerable. And then in conclusion, write about how to eradicate slum and its development, write about Prime Minister Awas Yojana, PM Awas Yojana, housing for all by 2022. Yeah, so that will make your answer more geographical in nature. Then discuss the salient characteristics of industrial complex. It is again the saying the topic of industry. This is the last subtopic as such. Western India. Yes, Western India. Examine the impact of SACE policy. Two part hai. First, salient features of industrial complex of Western India. Mumbai, Pune, Nasik region, triangle, right? Then Ahmedabad, Vadodara. Then some Rajasthan region wala complex hai, and then Indore Bhopal wala region, right? Some part of Western India. So you have to write about each of them, because question is say for 15 marks, 20 marks. You have to write about each of them, okay, individually. What is the condition that led to say promotion of this, the density, industrial density over there, what are the problems over there, and then what next you will be writing about. You will be writing, right? I have given you this structure, guys, right? I have given you this structure, okay? If you want, this PPT can be uploaded in the video link, okay? So you can download it later, because this is what the broad outline of every question I have say provided to you, see, okay? So in video you can get this link, okay, of those PPT. Then part 2, mention the impact of SACE, like say how it leads to change or modification. Don't you think now Pune is becoming a IT hub? The reason is this SACE policy also, right? Somehow connection with the SACE, or MNCs are establishing over there. The reason is this kind of SACE, IT SACE, right, as such, okay? Then employment, export center, and you can connect it, make it more broader as such. कनेक्टेड विद द SDG 9. देखो ये बहुत एक पार्ट तो पूरा theoretically है, and you can absolutely attempt it, right? Now the second part is somehow current oriented, but still you find it's a so basic answer for that matter, right? So it is given in the Majid Hussain sir book. Absolutely it is given over there, and you can collect it from the, for latest thing or data, you can take it from there also. But what I observed, this question is, the questions are getting more of regional geography. Western India, mineral belts, right? This indicates that now UPSC is focusing more on regional geography approach, right, guys? Regional geography तो यही होता है ना, that to study region in isolations, or say not isolation but yes in an integrated way, right? Then discuss the emergence of linguistic regions and states in India. Emergence, the question is emergence of linguistic states and region. Now what I would have done, say in the introduction, say, or you need to do that, start with the linguistic states and their demands. That why the reason for this question is what that Hindi wala jo say recent rhetoric है, right? तो उस हिंदी वाले rhetoric के लिए ही ये question बना है. And if you get it, you can absolutely say write the question on that line. उसी line पे आप फिर write करोगे and you will be getting enough marks, right? So main body, write about say how this language, write about language regionalizations, write about cultural landscape, write of geography, how to add geography, write about say the language as a identity, language as a cultural identity. So that makes your answer more geographical. So linguistic region, Hindi belt, Marathi belt, southern belt, you can write it over there. And then state reorganization, first state reorganization commission, new states, 1953 Andhra Pradesh was the first, then later it was further modified. In 1972 Manipur, Tripura, Meghalaya. In 1987 Arunachal, Arunachal, Mizoram and Goa. Then in 2000 you will find Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand and Jharkhand, and in 2014 Telangana. So you can write it accordingly, because it is writing say emergence. Now in addition with the emergence, what you can write, reasons for this thing. So reasons आप write कर सकते हो if you want further, and then write say problems with the development. Then in conclusion, as to what extent, because the linguistic division is like a Pandora's box. क्योंकि देखो आप एक बार अगर एक स्टेट को लिंग्विस्टिक से स्टार्ट किया था आंध्र प्रदेश, राइट, तो उसी बेस पे जब स्टार्ट किया तो पता चले ये डिमांड बढ़ती ही जा रही है. इट इज लाइक ए नेवर एंडिंग एंड ऑफ दैट टेल ऑफ हनुमान, right? So it is now getting, it is like a Pandora's box. It will open a multi chains as such, and that's the reason. Or it will even sometimes states are not viable as such. Language, even though it includes cultural identity, but language doesn't it indicates that say it is an administrative entity also, that it doesn't say show that it has a potential for administration also. आप लैंग्वेज बेसिस पे स्टेट तो बना दोगे, बट वो सर्वाइव करेगा या नहीं करेगा ये अलग प्रॉब्लम है. आर यू गेटिंग दिस थिंग? एंड दैट इज द केस. सो in conclusion you can say how to keep a balance, that to accept few demands which are say legitimate and to say otherwise made them more aware about, right, a inclusive identity. So in conclusion you can write it about. This question is of typical urbanization, right, paper 2. All you guys, are you there? Are you keeping pace with me? Everyone? Everyone? Do you find it, say this discussion helpful, really helpful or not? Yes, Shubham. Okay, Shubham, Savina. Okay, Prashant. Just feel free to interact, okay guys. It just, the thing is, okay, I know this is what a unidirectional way to communicate, but say by your chatting I would just get to know whether you are getting those things or not. Okay, I am just considering that all of you guys are say beginner as such. उसी level से मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ. Okay, it just because say I know you are already at say some level, but still I am just say considering all of you. So हर किसी को ये topic or say those questions say can be easily say understand, those guys, all of you guys, right? Now, just taking some time to rest for, okay. So, the next question is, what are the drivers of urban sprawl concept and how do recent transportation initiatives are promoting it, yeah, supported the urban sprawl development as such. Now, for that matter, you should understand what it means by sprawl, yeah, based on the Jefferson's concept. Sprawl is basically what, say when there is a urbanizations along a specific route or channel, that is a sprawl, urban sprawl, the development of urban region. Now that development is like say along one single channel, right, one single route, and it makes this urban sprawl furthermore. अब यहाँ पे Q होता है, that is what the, so in introduction you will be defining urban sprawl along with the mention of scientist or geographer. It makes your answer more impressive, more geographical. Second thing is what? Second thing is you will be writing it as like like say what are the reasons in main body, what are the reasons, because question is asking for. Now what are the reasons for urban sprawl? As simple, देखो guys, along the metro line don't you find there is increase, because even in Delhi, देखो अगर दिल्ली में भी आप अगर या even now मेगा सिटीज में भी अगर आप रूम ले रहे हो तो प्रेफरेंस क्या होता है यार, बस स्टैंड कितने दूर है या मेट्रो कितने दूर है या से कनेक्टिंग रोड कितने दूर है, हाईवे और द वे लाइक. आर यू गेटिंग दिस थिंग? व्हाट इट मीन्स बाय you are looking for a destination which is well interconnected, right, and that it means by you are looking for a urban sprawl. Exactly, I am telling you geography is in your surrounding. Just look it with an open eye, you will find many aspects. देखो every of this aspect is in your surrounding. the problem is what we just fail to observe our surroundings so analytically, and that's why we need to keep those things in mind. अगर आपने उसको अच्छे से समझ लिया ना, you are not supposed to keep say those basic things in mind at least, right? So urban sprawl, it's along a one specific route. It may be transportation, it may be river channel, it may be anything as such, right? कि जहाँ पे कोई एक significance है, which will help you by one or the other way, and it leads to urban sprawling. Now urban sprawling क्यों हो रही है? It as simple developmental demand, population increase, there is cheap cost over there or land rent over there as such in comparison initially, then overpopulation of the region, governmental policies also support it, urban sprawling sometimes, yeah, just why Mumbai is having such a huge population, ultimately government has supported it one or the other way, okay, or regional disparities, yeah, you can connect it with the Ravenstein model of migrations, so that is again say helpful for that matter. And yes, other problems, other factors like cheap cost of transportation, it leads to this promotions also, right? Affordable land price policy of the state, yeah, these are all say the factor. Now the second thing is how new projects of transportation in India are responsible for. Now for that matter you need to know which are new projects, Sagarmala, Bharatmala, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, और से Golden Quadrilateral project, okay, और कौन से projects हैं, industrial corridors, yeah, absolutely industrial corridor, these are the best thing, right? Industrial corridors, you will find Delhi Mumbai industrial corridor, now you will find increasing urban sprawl over this rate. Case study you can write it over there, I am talking about, right? So case study write about urban sprawling say along Delhi Mumbai industrial corridor, DMIC, connect in the conclusion with SDGs, yeah, connect in the conclusion with SDG. So that is say what, how to answer this question. I am telling you, I have given you this this overall points also to make your answer more multi-dimensional. इतने आंसर अगर आप डालोगे ना पॉइंट्स, इतने पॉइंट्स, राइट, जस्ट लाइक से राइटिंग इन देयर सिंपल पॉइंट्स, it makes your answer really impressive. It absolutely me. I know there are limitation in examination hall. आप सब point नहीं डाल पाओगे, but the say as many points you can say put in examination or in your answer, say that would be much more mark fetching as such. And now the last question, okay, question number 8. How do agroclimatic and land capability indicators assist in macro agriculture regionalization of India? So it is simply asking for how do agroclimatic zonations in India, and it will be helpful for macro agriculture regionalization and planning. Yeah, itna hi a question ka meaning, right? So over here introduce how to introduce what are agroclimatic zones, draw a map. Yeah, this map agroclimatic, you need to keep this map in mind, right guys? Not whole region, but at least important regions, right? Then what in main body, how agroclimatic zonings or understanding will help you for agriculture regionalizations. Regionalization, तो फिर लिखना है आपको like in the way planning and regionalization. So write it accordingly, understanding how it regionalizations help, and conclusion, way to improve this understanding. How we can say plan better with this understanding of agroclimatic zoning. Okay, now I am not going to discuss it further anyways, but yeah, this will be say the approach to it. Now discuss the geopolitical significance of Quad in Indo-Pacific realm with reference to marine trade in the region. Current affair based question, context, Quad. Yes guys, Quad. So 4 countries are India, US, Japan, Australia, and the thing is how this Quad is going to help you say for what? Marine trade. Have a look over. UPSC is getting more focused on say approach. Now it is not getting, it is not say, it is asking you to focus you on one specific point, right, rather than on a broad base focus on one point, marine trade, land trade, external trade, foreign trade, or the way, right? So in introduction, what you will be writing for Quad, its significance or its growing importance as such. In main body you will be writing how this Quad is helpful Yes, yes, Shubham, you are right. It's like say for that urban sprawling, na metro, bus, and integrated transport system. That is what the responsible factor and solution is also lies over there. कि आप accordingly जब build करोगे, so that can be maintained. Yeah, that then can be maintained. I just answer you it a bit late. It's just because there is a lag of say this video delivery and say recording as such, right? So इसीलिए अभी answer कर रहा हूँ. Then geopolitical significance of cod. Now what is the geopolitical significance of the cod in marine trade? So just write it as like say main body, yeah, you will be writing it as now it promotes inter-country trade and volume, then security of the trade, this cod, right, it also ensures what marine trade and its volume in nature, that this country will be more engaging in trade, you will find say increasing volume of the trade also, so that will be much more helpful. Then again on the other dimensions also you can add mass goods, marine trade, you can add technological goods, those are basically transported, okay, so that is the way. Then what are, but it's not the case that everything is all well. देखो अब आंसर में आपको हर कोई डिमेंशन भी ऐड करना होगा, तो अब अगर आप लिख दो कि सिर्फ इतना ही है, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू गेट फुल मार्क्स. व्हाट आर पॉसिबल? So write few challenges. I am not talking about every challenge, but yes, few challenges. Like few challenges in the sense what cod is itself a informal group. It is not having a concrete ground as such, right? Every country is having some skeptical understanding. India is not taking stand. Australia is unclear about it. US is having over focused on China. That cod is basically about Indo-Pacific region. And if you are considering it only against China, that would be like a say a more problematic thing, right? So उसका जो main target है, maybe उससे offset हो जाएंगे. So these are what few challenges. Again फिर कोई infrastructure या कोई huge investment वाला plan है नहीं इनके पास, and that is the case. These are the challenges and how to deal with it is to way forward. Conclusion connected with the SDG 17 also. Yeah, connected with the SDG 17. Then the last question now, evaluate the role of National Food Security Act, again current affair, say for providing access to the food to the poor in India. Yes, National Food Security Act 2003, yes 2003, and this was enacted say to ensure right to food say for citizens in India, for the poor specifically, okay, recognized say indirectly under article 21. And the thing is now this act is really significant for the country like India, which has almost according to say IMF, almost World Bank and IMF, almost 30 to 33% of people below poverty line. And it really helpful to make them, and even during the time of COVID, right, it makes this poverty and poor and those their food and nutrition conditions more severe. So it really helped it. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, the day before there was like a news that government is going to extend Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana also. Okay, so what you are going to write in introduction as simple about National Food Security Act. Yes, what are its key provisions? Key provisions ऐसे लिखने हैं जो आप next part में use करोगे या next part में reflect करोगे. Okay, so like say for example it ensures about food security say for 67%, okay, 75% of rural, 50% urban. It recognizes women as a beneficiary. It say promotes identification of beneficiary, digitizations as such, and the way like. And then what you are going to state and center say authority over there also, their roles and authority over there also. And then now write it from the geographical perspective, how it is going to, it ensures not only food security but it also ensures a nutritional security by adding pulses, by adding sugar, by adding some other oils, those things, right? It makes it affordable. It makes it affordable on the line like, so you know the cost, right? Say rupees 2 for rice, rupees 3 for wheat, and accordingly, right? So these things, it is it helps in identification of beneficiaries, women at the head of family, and it really say has helped to keep poor alive, right? Keep those poor alive, say even during the difficult time. Write the case study over here for COVID-19, right? मैं होता तो मैं यही राइट किया होता COVID-19 वाली केस स्टडी, क्योंकि ये दिस इज वेरी वेल नोन स्टडी केस स्टडी एंड द थिंग इज it will help you to gain more marks. Then limitations. Now it is not the case that Food Security Act is implementing in a very well manner. No, it's just because it do have some limitations to face for, like say corruptions है, bureaucratism है, identification, fake identifications of beneficiaries है, technological glitches है, right? Even technology bypass is also there over there, and you will find there are many wastages of those resources also, right? Human labor and food resources also. So you will find this as say critical points, limitation. And what in conclusion, write about way forward solution, how you are going to say manage this thing, or how you are going to ensure food security. It just do because SDG talks about poverty eradication, SDG 1 poverty eradication, SDG 2 eradication of hunger. Yes, so connected with the SDG 2, this makes your answer more comprehensive in nature, more holistic in approach. So with this, guys, we are done with our UPSC Mains 2020 Geography Optional Paper 2 discussion. I think I have given you enough fodder, okay, how to tackle this paper. Not only, okay, what my perspective was, what my approach was or is, or even will be, like say, not only to give you this approach to deal with the paper, but to prepare you for the next एग्जामिनेशन ऑफ योर्स, राइट? क्योंकि अगर ये जो पेपर है यहाँ से अगर हम कुछ लर्निंग्स नहीं लेंगे, राइट, सो यू वोंट एबल टू प्रिपेयर एंड से अटेम्प्ट द नेक्स्ट ईयर्स क्वेश्चन एज वेल, राइट? सो व्हाट say this, with this discussion, this PDF will be provided to you, say in the link also. And the thing is, apart from that discussion, you have to keep those things. You will be keeping data book with you, you will be keeping case study book with you also, so that you can add some case studies also. Okay, in our lecture we usually engage this activity of case studies. Okay, so in our lecture this is what the so common activity for case study in newspaper and everything. Then what you can else do, then add structures, right? Say introduction, main body and conclusion, and how to read newspaper and say its significance, say from this discussion as well. Okay, कौन सा question का context क्या था, we already has discussed about this. Okay, we already have discussed about it. So I think you all guys are clear about this paper 2. If you are having any doubt, right, so you can absolutely ask me. Okay, so this is all about for today's discussion, guys. Thank you for being here, for such an active and alert participation of yours. This makes this session really interactive. Okay, so I will be again before you taking some new topics, taking some new initiatives, okay, in the for the geography, to making your geography much more helpful. And do remember, geography is in your surrounding. Thank you and have a good time.